On the other side, Yi Xingchen was struggling to support. Although it is difficult for a person to deal with 8 masters, it is not a big problem for him at present. Although it can't be beaten, it should be no problem to hold on for 4 or 5 minutes. 4 or 5 minutes later, Lin Bifan came and could band together and keep them all. It was this strong belief that supported him hard. Then at this moment, he was suddenly hit with an elbow. He was hit in the armpit rib with an elbow. The intense pain stimulated his nerves, causing tears to fall from the pain. There are a lot of swear words in my heart, but 1,000 words, command has become a simple national word. F*K. However, before the pain had finished digesting, he was kicked. This foot slammed into his thigh fiercely. There was another powerful pain, like a high-speed train going straight to the top of my head. F*K. At this moment, he was in so much pain that his parents didn't even know each other. It was so painful that his reaction slowed down, and he was successfully attacked by 2 people. One hit him in the ribs and the other hit him in the stomach. At this moment, he was so hurt that he even forgot who he was. I just feel that all the internal organs are hurting. It hurts all over the body. Every inch of skin hurts. It hurt so much that he yelled, "Damn it! This group of people actually hides their strength." He wants to understand everything. It turned out that the strength that this group of people had been hiding just now amused him. Otherwise, why didn't it hurt so much just now, but now it hurts to death? Every punch seemed to hit him in the heart. Yi Xingchen, a huge sense of crisis surged in his heart. However, at this time, the people in black felt very confused. What is this guy called? I didn't fight much, and the screaming was so miserable. Didn't call it just now? It's like killing a chicken. In the end, a leader saw the clue. Don't be fooled, he may be pretending. Let us underestimate the enemy, and then take the opportunity to slip away. So don't let your guard down, hit me hard. Use as hard as you can. As a result, the group of blacks fought harder and harder. This punch and kick all hit Yi Xingchen. Because of the unbearable pain in his whole body, Yi Xingchen's reaction slowed down a lot, and he was all hit. A slap slapped his face, and his face quickly swelled into a bean paste bun. The rib snapped off the chest with a punch. He was kicked in the leg, and his muscles were injured. The screams continued. In the end, there was really no resistance, and he could only fall to the ground, curled up, holding his head for support. And this group of people in black surrounded him in a circle, and then stepped on it vigorously. It's like stepping on a sack. Yi Xingchen felt extremely aggrieved in his heart. When did his dignified god of war fall here? Even in the previous life, being defeated by Lin Bifan, it was not so miserable. Now, being surrounded by a group of people of unknown origin? You wait for me. Sooner or later I will hold today's revenge. Now, only one thought supported him. Lin Bifan, come quickly. If you don't come, I can't hold it anymore. After an unknown amount of time, the group of men in black suddenly ran away. Yi Xingchen felt his body loosen, raised his head slightly and opened his eyes, and finally saw a familiar figure running with 2 policemen. The person who came was Lin Bifan, who came to Yi Xingchen in 3 steps and 2 steps, helped Yi Xingchen, who was beyond recognition, and asked with concern, "Brother Yi, how are you? Are you all right?" Yi Xingchen couldn't say a word, and just fainted. When he woke up again, he was already in a hospital bed. The whole body was wrapped in white gauze, wrapped like a mummy, only those eyes were exposed. When I moved my body a little, there was a severe pain immediately. And then, pain all over the body. "Brother Yi, are you feeling better now?" Lin Bifan asked with concern. Yi Xingchen said with difficulty, "My whole body hurts." Lin Bifan sighed. "Of course it hurts. When I arrived, you were almost in disbelief. After a hospital examination, you had a slight concussion, 5 broken ribs, and torn muscles in both hands and legs. Okay. Say, you were injured all over your body. If you weren't a trainer and more resistant to beatings, you might have seen the King of Hell by now." Yi Xingchen nodded slightly, and he felt it too. This level of injury can be said to be the worst injury he has suffered since he became a mercenary. Therefore, he hated that group of men in black even more. And the main messenger behind it? Who are those people and why did they shoot you? Lin Bifan asked. Yi Xingchen said intermittently. I don't know. I was walking on the road. They came out. Indiscriminately shot at me. And they are very strong. Very strong. Lin Bifan sighed again. You first have a good rest and recuperate. Don't worry about the rest. I will help you. Yi Xingchen's eyes moved slightly. Thank you, President Lin. Lin Bifan smiled slightly. It's all brothers, don't talk about it. Seeing Lin Bifan's busy figure, Yi Xingchen was a little moved at this moment. As a boss, the other party can always be sympathetic to his subordinates, care about and care for his subordinates, give power when he should give power, and give money when he should give money, without a single complaint. As a friend, I can chat and laugh with him, and I can come to him immediately when he is in danger. No matter as a boss or a friend, Lin Bifan has done enough. Almost flawless. At least, he can't be like Lin Bifan. Moreover, the other party also saved his life. If only we were not enemies. Yi Xingchen woke up suddenly and shook his head sharply. I can't have the kindness of women, and I can't forget hatred because of a little kindness. The other party robbed my woman, destroyed my mercenary group, destroyed my career, and treated me like I was driven out of the Yan kingdom like a bereaved dog. I have to avenge this, or am I not sorry for this rebirth? At most, let him live in the future. Lin Bifan's revenge is to be avenged, and the revenge of these men in black is even more to be avenged. Yi Xingchen fell into contemplation, collecting the thoughts of scraping his stomach. Where did this group of people come from? First of all, there are not many people with this kind of power. Secondly, looking at their clothes, they all come from one organization or group, and there are not many such organizations and groups. Once again, the other party shot him, and it was so ruthless, indicating that the two sides had hatred. Fourth, they are all from the Yan kingdom, or people with the blood of the Yan kingdom. Fifth, their paths seem to be somewhat familiar. Finally, after some careful thinking, he finally locked the final goal. Zhao family. Dragon King Zhao Tian. He didn't know why the other party wanted to shoot at him. There have been no festivals since the two worlds. However, since he was shot against him, he would have to bear the corresponding price. Yi Xingchen looked sharply. You wait for me. When I am healed, I will give back what you put on me. 100 times and 1,000 times. My god of war Yi Xingchen, I will do what I say. On the other side, the 8 great King Kong returned to his life. When the Dragon King Zhao Tian heard it, he was greatly shocked. What did you say? You actually beat the god of war Yi Xingchen seriously? He is the god of war, and his strength is extremely powerful. How could you beat him seriously? Yes, the Dragon King, there is no lie in the humble position. The other party can't hold it for even 2 minutes, and his strength is only so, he is worthy of the name of the god of war. One of the men in black said disdainfully. Dragon King. According to the news we just got, Yi Xingchen has been rescued by Lin Bifan and has been admitted to the hospital. He is still in the ICU for treatment, and his injuries are indeed serious. Zhao Tian closed his eyes, digesting this heavy news. If what you said is true, then it can only mean that the strength of the god of war Yi Xingchen has regressed. Zhao Tian opened his eyes, the corners of his mouth were bent 45 degrees, and he smiled contemptuously. Hey! All day long, being drunk with money, being drunk and dreaming, and helping Zhou to abuse, such a person is destined to not go far. Yi Xingchen, you are no longer worthy of being my opponent. Dragon King Mingjin, the men in black said in unison. Since the other party is dead, don't worry about him for the time being. Give me all your attention to Lin Bifan, and pay attention to his every move. This person, you must not be careless, never, ever. Yes, Dragon King. At this time, the 2 closest protagonists were lying in the hospital, and Lin Bifan felt a lot quieter around him. Then, taking advantage of this time, he and Chu Ruoshui renegotiate the value of the land. In the end, after bargaining, the price of the land was only increased by 500 million, and the total value was calculated as 7 billion, which was recorded in the equity interest. The reason for this was that Chu Ruoshui wanted to raise money from Lin Bifan to help her group get through the financial crisis. According to the agreement, in a 3-year period, a total scale of no more than 7 billion low-interest loans can be borrowed from Lin Bifan. That means, you can borrow many times, but the total loan size at the same time cannot exceed 7 billion. If the money is not paid, then the land belongs to Lin Bifan entirely. After the discussion, Chu Ruoshui glared at Lin Bifan angrily. It's really a loss to do business with you. It took so much saliva to raise the price by 500 million. Lin Bifan glared back. I only lost. I promised to borrow 7 billion funds from you within 3 years, which means that 7 billion funds will be idle and wasted. If these 7 billion funds are put in the capital market, I can make money. How much? Chu Ruoshui fussed. You make money so fast. What's the point of a few $100 million less? My land is a golden treasure. As long as it is built, it can bring tens of billions of income every year. Who would think too much money? I won't tell you so much, I'm going to the hospital. Lin Bifan stood up. Go to the hospital? Are you sick? Chu Ruoshui asked with concern. Lin Bifan shook his head. I'm fine, but my brother Yi was injured and hospitalized. 2 days ago, he was sent to the hospital by a group of men in black clothes of unknown origin. He was seriously injured. Chu Ruoshui folded her hands together. God bless. Are you praying for him? No. I'm repaying my wish. Thank God for helping me make my wish come true. Lin Bifan. Silent. At this time, Yi Xingchen, the god of war who was lying in the ICU ward, suddenly felt a chill. Don't do this. Brother Yi will be sad to hear that. Lin Bifan said seriously. Really? Chu Ruozu's eyes lit up. When you go to see him, can you tell him what I said? Lin Bifan. Silent. Now, Lin Bifan is absolutely sure that Chu Ruoshui hates Yi Xingchen very much. Even more annoying than in the previous life. Lin Bifan couldn't understand. What exactly did Yi Xingchen do to make the other party hate him so much? Lin Bifan couldn't help looking up to the sky and sighed. Brother Yi, what are you doing? Even the heroine Ruoshui dislikes you, and there is only me, an ordinary little villain, who will never leave you. The god of war, Yi Xingchen, who was lying in the ICU ward, felt an even stronger chill. I couldn't help but shiver. After the cooperation with Chu Ruoshui was finalized, Lin Bifan also got busy. Because he has more money now, it is time to enter the real economy. The real economy cannot be ignored at any time. No matter how much money you put in the bank, it's just a number, and it doesn't have any impact on others. Only when it is used and radiated to all walks of life will it work. When your words and deeds can affect millions or even tens of millions of people, it will have a powerful influence, and no one, any organization, or even any country can ignore you. He has enough money now, but lacks people. Therefore, the most important thing at present is to recruit and expand the scale of the company. As a result, the recruitment notice was sent out, attracting countless talents. Longya Capital Headquarters. Report to the Dragon King. Good news. Great news. A man in black walked in and said loudly. Dragon King Zhao Tian held his glass of 82-year-old red wine that he had been drinking for a long time, and asked dazzlingly, where does the joy come from? Dragon King. Lin's investment company is currently expanding its scale and recruiting talents. This is a good opportunity for us to sneak into him, the man in black said loudly. Sure enough, it's good news. Zhao Tian frowned upon hearing this. Any protagonist knows the truth of knowing oneself and knowing one's enemies. Therefore, these days, they have been sending people to watch every move of Lin Bifan and his company, but all they get is relatively crude information and information, which is not very useful. If someone can sneak into his side and get more accurate information, then Lin Bifan can be hit more precisely. Now, their long-awaited opportunity has finally arrived. Send my elite talents to apply for the job immediately. I want Lin Bifan's side. Dragon King Zhao Tian looked at the wine glass with a sneering smile. All of my people. Dragon King Yingming, the man in black said loudly. As a result, more elite talents apply to Lin Bifan Company. At this time, Lin Investment Company. After Lin Bifan received the notification from the personnel manager, he was shocked. What did you say? There are more than 40 doctors, more than 80 masters, and more than 300 bachelor's degrees from prestigious universities to apply for jobs in our company? The HR manager nodded and said with a wry smile, Mr. Lin, that's true. I was also taken aback at the time. Besides, we all checked on the Shuexin website, and their degrees are genuine. Moreover, their academic qualifications are all very high. The lowest are 985 and 211 schools. There are more than a dozen graduates from famous foreign schools such as Harvard and Cambridge, and their resumes are very rich. It makes me tremble. Lynn Byfin raised 2 fingers. But we will recruit 20 people, and a few are cleaning and front desk. Yes, there are several doctoral candidates in Baoji. Lynn Byfin. Silent. Doctor to apply for a cleaning job? Yes, it's true. Later I asked the reason, and they felt that the competition for other positions was too fierce, and they might not have much chance, so they came to apply for cleaning. Lynn Byfin. Silent. Lynn Byfin couldn't help shaking his head and sighed. Looking for a job now is too much. A cleaning auntie. There are several doctors who come to grab it. Who said it wasn't? The personnel manager broke into a cold sweat. Mr. Lin, their academic qualifications are too scary. As a small undergraduate student, I can't make up my mind. I'm afraid of missing out on talents, so I'll report to you immediately. Lin Byfin understands his difficulty. It's like a poor student in the class, going to give the top student a test. First of all, you can't stop people. If there is a joke and you lose your job, the problem is even worse. So, the most conservative way is to report to Lynn Byfin and let Lynn Byfin make the decision. Follow the leader's instructions, that's right. Lynn Byfin patted the other person on the shoulder and said with a smile, "You did a very good job, I will interview these people." Okay, President Lin. The other party was overjoyed and heaved a sigh of relief. Longya Capital Headquarters. An excited return from a man in black. Report to the Dragon King. There is important news from Lin's investment company. Dragon King Zhao Tian. What important news, tell me. According to the personnel manager of Lin's investment company, Lin Byfin, the CEO of the investment company, will personally interview all the candidates. Dragon King Zhao Tian laughed. Sure enough, it's good news. It must be that the person we sent in the past was too good and attracted his attention. If he performed well, he would definitely be favored by Lin Byfin, and he would be promoted quickly. At that time, he must be surrounded by our people, and all our plans will go more smoothly. Dragon King is wise. The man in black said loudly. Zhao Tian said loudly. Send back my words. I will reward anyone who successfully enters Lin Byfan's company. Whoever gets into Lin Byfan's core decision-making circle and becomes his capable leader will receive 10 times the reward. I thank the Dragon King for everyone's reward, the man in black said loudly. By the way, how many people does Lin Byfin recruit? Report to the Dragon King, there are 20 people in total. Dragon King Zhao Tian said loudly. Okay, then we will take 18 jobs. Dragon King. Why didn't you take all of them? The man in black was puzzled. It's not good to take too much. There must be some leeway. I don't want to put too much pressure on them. However, I believe that my people will not disappoint me. Zhao Tian shook the wine glass gently. Thank you Dragon King for caring about his subordinates, they will definitely be grateful to Dade. Zhao Tian's face became serious. This is the first battle we have entered the enemy's rear, success or failure is here. Therefore, as soon as there is a situation, report it immediately, and there must be no mistake, understand? Yes, Dragon King. The man in black stepped back. At this time, Lin Investment Company. All the doctors and masters present received text messages. Dragon King has orders. Successfully entered Lin Byfan's company, and the Dragon King will be rewarded. Successfully entered Lin Byfan's decision-making circle and become his capable leader. The reward will be increased by 10 times. The doctors and masters present were all in high spirits. This is the Dragon King order, and the bounty is so generous, which shows that the Dragon King attaches great importance to this interview. This is an opportunity to please the Dragon King. Everyone has their heads held high and their self-confidence extraordinary. Putting 1.8 meters outside the gas field, it is impossible to look directly at it. Isn't it just a small interview? What big scene have they not seen? They will definitely conquer the interviewer and break into the rear of the enemy with their excellent performance. Only a few people were caught in the middle, shivering. These people look so strong. I heard that the most powerful of these people are graduates from famous foreign universities, and the worst are those from 985 and 211 schools, with either a doctorate or a master's degree. Even the cleaning ant, there are several doctoral students rushing. Standing with them, I feel inferior and feel that I don't deserve to live. Do we still have a chance? How about, let's withdraw? At this moment, the door was pushed open and a group of people walked in. The leader of them is Lin Bifan, who said with a smile, "Welcome all talents to come to our company to apply for a job. I am Lin Bifan, the vice president of Lin's investment company, responsible for this recruitment activity. Your choice of our company proves that you are very optimistic about our company's future and prospects. I also very much hope to be able to work with you." Well, without further ado, the interview begins. Lin Bifan took his seat and opened his resume. Number 1, Shu Li. Arrive. A plain-looking woman raised her hand. Please come to the front and start introducing yourself. The time is 2 minutes. Okay, Mr. Lin. Shu Li kept talking. My name is Shu Li. I am 33 years old, majoring in business administration at Jianchao University, and now I have obtained a doctorate degree. After graduation, I worked in Nanshan International Investment Bank for 3 years, and the results are as follows. The other party said a lot of barabara. A bunch of professional terms popped up, which made it hard to hear. Finally, the other side concludes. The reason why I chose this company is because I think I can realize the value of my life here. I hope that Mr. Lin and all the leaders here will give me a chance to prove myself. Lin Bifan clapped his hands and applauded. It's very well said. I appreciate your confident and generous attitude. I have to admire your ability and resume. Our company needs talents like you. Shu Li held her head high and despised other applicants. Ma'am, it's so good. You can't. However, you applied for the front office of our company. I really don't understand. How do you realize your life value in the front office job? Can you tell me? Lin Bifan asked inexplicably. Lu Rumei, who was sitting next to her, burst out laughing. Shu Li. Silent. Everyone looked at Lu Rumei in unison. Especially Shu Li's eyes, with a faint trace of resentment. Lu Rumei held back her smile and said, I'm sorry. I just thought of a joke just now, so I couldn't help laughing. You don't need to ignore me and continue the interview. Then, the whole person almost lay on Lin Bifan's body and endured very hard. Lin Bifan reminded in a low voice, stop laughing, I'm interviewing, take it seriously. Lu Rumei instantly broke the defense, ha 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 ha. Everyone also broke the defense, ha 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 ha. Shu Li. Silent. You are all bad people. Only Lin Bifan did not smile. Miss Shu, don't worry about them, please answer my question just now. The reason why I chose to come here for the stage is because I'm tired of my previous job, so I want to change my work style and relax a little, but I don't want to leave my job completely. I heard that Mr. Lin, you are the only one. It's a move, as long as it's a talent, it's very important, so I'm here. The other party deserves to be a graduate of a famous school, and his brain is flexible, and he immediately came up with a reason. After asking 2 more questions, Lin Bifan bowed his head and said, I'm sorry, you don't meet our company's hiring standards. The other party refused to accept. Why not? Because we are recruiting the front desk. The front desk represents the appearance of our company. Education is not the key, but the image is the most important. You are a little old, and you are not young and beautiful enough to meet the standards of our front desk. Shu Li took out her mobile phone and took a picture in confusion. But I'm obviously very young and beautiful. Lin Bifan was expressionless. Turn off the beauty camera first. Shu Li. Silent. Shu Li silently put down the phone. Okay, that's the situation. I look forward to the possibility of our cooperation in the future. This is your resume, please keep it. Lin Bifan smiled and handed it over. Shu Li took the resume, thought about it, and handed it back. Lin Bifan puzzled. What do you mean? Shu Li said resentfully, didn't you say that I'm too old and not young and beautiful? Then I'll try to apply for a cleaning aunt and see if I have a chance. Lin Bifan. Silent. Next, Lin Bifan interviews the next candidate. Hello, Mr. Lin. My name is Wang Yingtian. I am 28 years old, and I major in English at Fudan University. After college, I went to Harvard University to study for 2 years and obtained a master's degree. After graduation, I worked for Penguin Group for 2 years, engaged in foreign affairs translation. Waiting for work. Speaking of the other party, Barabara is also very good. Lin Bifan nodded and scrutinized. But we are recruiting at the front desk. You are a man. It is not suitable for this job, right? Did you submit the wrong resume? I didn't send the wrong resume. I think I have a great advantage in front office. Appreciate further details. Wang Yingtian raised his head confidently. First, I majored in English at university, and then went to Harvard for further study. My bilingualism can be switched freely, and communication is very smooth. Our company looks like a company with great development potential, and sooner or later will go international, so the ability is very suitable for the needs of the company. Second, I'm a man, which is a great gender advantage. Because I can't get pregnant, I often take leave to bring my baby back, so I can devote all my energy to work. I can do things that women can't do. I can do what a woman can do, and I won't be tired. Third, many people are tired of the stereotyped beauty front desk. If you recruit me, it will definitely give others a refreshing feeling, and at the same time make others feel professional. Fourth, I have a good image and temperament. My height is 1.78 meters, but my weight is less than 140. Dressed to be thin, undressed to show flesh. On the road, people often call me pretty, so I almost lost myself. Lin Bifan. Silent. So considering the above, it's just right for the company to recruit me as the front desk. Wang Yingtian overlooked the audience and looked at all directions. Compete with me for the front desk, you wash and sleep. Lin Bifan clapped his hands and applauded. That's right. Wang Yingtian was overjoyed. But you were eliminated. Wang Yingtian's mentality collapsed. Why? Lin Bifan pointed to himself. Am I male or female? Mr. Lin is of course a man. Are the leaders of our company male or female? Mostly men. That's right. Lin Bifan slapped his thighs. Since they are all men, do you think we will choose a beautiful front desk to look good, or will we choose a popular man to disgust us? Wang Yingtian. Silent. You haven't even figured out the thoughts of our leaders. Emotional intelligence is obviously not good. Wang Yingtian. Silent. You don't know yourself yet. You don't really think that when people call you pretty, you are pretty. Think carefully. When people call you pretty, is it when you are paying? Wang Yingtian. Silent. Lin Bifan shook his head and sighed. You are not good at emotional intelligence, and you don't have self-knowledge. So we won't give you such an important job as the front desk. Please come back. Wang Yingtian clutched his wounded heart and silently took back his resume. Then, hand it back again. Lin Bifan was stunned. What do you want to do? If I can't be the front desk, I want to apply for a job as a cleaner. As a cleaner, I don't need emotional intelligence and self-knowledge, right? Lin Bifan. Silent. After thinking about it, he said, in terms of gender, there should be no requirements, right? Lin Bifan. Silent. Then, Lin Bifan interviewed one after another. Then, these elite talents all went to the side of the cleaning ant and continued to apply for jobs. He recruited a cleaning staff, and as a result, 10 PhDs, 13 masters, and 56 bachelors from prestigious universities were mixed in among the candidates. Lin Bifan couldn't help but sigh. Anti-cleaning is so introverted. At this time, the headquarters of Longya capital. The Dragon King Zhao Tian was lying comfortably on the sofa with Erlang's legs crossed, shaking gently with a glass of 1982 Lafite in his hand, and said lazily, which position have you interviewed for? The man in black said loudly, reporting to the Dragon King, I'm currently interviewing for the job at the front desk. When Dragon King Zhao Tian heard this, he smiled lightly and continued to shake the wine glass in his hand. Front desk. But it does not require much technical content, and a high school student with little level can get started. And the ones he sent out were all elites, and they were the elites among the elites. Are you afraid you won't get the job? Dragon King Zhao Tian shook the wine glass to make the wine taste more mellow, and asked, how many people are needed for this position, how many people are applying for the job, and how many of us are there? The man in black said very professionally, reporting to the Dragon King, a total of 2 people are needed for this position. There are currently 48 applicants, 42 of ours, and ours account for 87.5%. 48 people applied, we have 42 people, accounting for 87.5%. Zhao Tian smiled softly. For him, this is almost stable. Could it be that the remaining 6 people can still compete with him? With the victory in hand, Zhao Tian was very happy. He took a sip of the red wine slowly, but instead of swallowing it, he let the taste of the red wine reverberate in his throat, as if he was tasting the blood of the enemy. Now, how many people have been selected? Zhao Tian closed his eyes, pricked up his ears, and said with great enjoyment, "Speak louder. I want to hear the trumpet of victory." The man in black said loudly, "The Dragon King, they have all been eliminated." Dragon King Zhao Tian. PFF'd. The man in black was sprayed with alcohol and bloody. Cough cough. Dragon King Zhao Tian had to stand up. "What did you say? You said that all of our people have been eliminated." The man in black's voice became lower. "Yes, Dragon King." The Dragon King was even more angry. "How could they be eliminated? Our people are so good, so good, we just competed for 2 simple front desks, how could we be eliminated?" Return to the Dragon King, "This is not a crime of war." The man in black said tremblingly, "They are indeed very good. However, Lin Baifan's criteria for selecting the front desk is to be young and beautiful. Our people have paid a lot of youth to achieve this excellence, and they are all relatively old. He's bigger, and he's a little worse in appearance and image, so he's all eliminated by him." So it is. Dragon King Zhao Tian sat down again. He especially understands Lin Baifan. If he chooses the front desk, he will definitely choose the young and beautiful. No way, this is a common problem for men. He picked up a glass of red wine again. If these 2 positions are lost, they will be lost. It's just the front desk. It's not important. However, for the remaining 18 positions, at least 16 of them will be awarded to me. Yes, Dragon King. At this point, the recruitment for the front office is over. Lin Baifan selected 2 young and beautiful candidates from all the candidates to come to the front desk. The 2 little girls were so excited. "I still can't believe that I can apply for this position." You must know that they only stood out after defeating a group of doctoral students, master students and graduates of various famous schools. This level of competition is even fiercer than the civil service exam. How eloquent to say this. The 2 of them can brag for a lifetime. Facing the envy, jealous, and hateful gazes of a group of top students, the 2 of them excitedly said, "Don't worry, Mr. Lin. I will definitely work hard and live up to your trust." Lin Baifan smiled slightly. "It's good to know. You can represent the image of our company now. When you come to work in the future, dress better and look better. Don't worry, these expenses are all paid by our company." "Thank you, Mr. Lin," the 2 little girls said in unison. Lin Baifan was very comfortable. At this time, there was a dissatisfaction from the side. "Humph. Men don't have a good thing." Lin Baifan. Silent. Lin Baifan looked at the top students not far away with a wicked smile. "Next, I'm going to interview for the position of office clerk. Are you ready?" "Ready." Everyone shivered. Longya Capital Headquarters. Dragon King Zhao Tian shook his 82-year-old wine very leisurely. "Which position have you interviewed for?" The man in black. Reporting to the Dragon King, "I am currently interviewing for the office clerk position." "Office clerk." "Ha." Zhao Tian smiled lightly. In his eyes, the office clerks have no technical content, and are at most a bit more advanced than the front desk. As long as there are no major defects in appearance, normal IQ, and proficient computer operation, they are basically competent for this job. And all the elites he sent were the elites, so he was afraid that he wouldn't be able to get the job. And in terms of image, these people are pretty good. It may not be as good as the pretty front desk lady, but isn't it easy to hang and beat other people? Dragon King Zhao Tian changed his posture and shook his wine glass. "How many people are needed for this position? How many people are participating in the competition, and how many are we?" The man in black immediately reported. Reporting to the Dragon King, "A total of 2 people are needed for this position. There are currently 45 applicants, and our number has reached 41, accounting for about 91%. The ratio has reached more than 90%, 41 to 4, and we are all the best. I don't believe that we can't get a job." Dragon King Zhao Tian is very confident. What the Dragon King said is very true. The man in black flattered. "Well." Dragon King Zhao Tian nodded slightly. At this time, the man in black took out his mobile phone and turned on the screen. Zhao Tian knew that this was the latest news from Lin Baifan. However, he was in no hurry, because he knew the game was won. He took a slow sip of the red wine first, savoring the mellow taste of this superb wine, and then said with a smile, "Now, how many of us have been selected? 2 or 1? The man in black stuttered a little. Wei Longwang, not 2, not 1. Zhao Tian was suddenly surprised. Oh? Not at all? It seems that there are new surprises. Is it over-enrolled? I knew that my people are so good, he can't be indifferent. Haha. Zhao Tian took another sip of red wine happily. Come on, all listen. The man in black. This. Speak louder, I can't hear you. So, the man in black said loudly, back to the Dragon King, they have all been eliminated. Dragon King Zhao Tian. PFF'd. The man in black was sprayed with blood on his face again. Dragon King Zhao Tianshan had to stand up and said angrily. Why were we eliminated again? We have so many people, and we are so good, no matter which company is a leader. Why are we eliminated? The man in black shivered. Back to the Dragon King, because Lin Bifan proposed an exam, they all failed, so they were eliminated. Zhao Tian continued to be angry. They have been tested from childhood to high school, from domestic to foreign. What kind of test is difficult for them? Type. Type? Yes, Dragon King. The man in black wiped off his sweat. The content of the exam proposed by Lin Bifan is typing. He said that as an office clerk, typing with a computer is the most basic requirement. So he asked the on-site personnel is better than typing. In the same period of time, whoever types more and has a higher accuracy rate will hire whoever. And our people basically have the experience of studying abroad. After 2 or 3 years abroad, Chinese characters are already unfamiliar. In addition, I have been in a high position for a long time, and I have fewer opportunities to type, and I can't improve the speed. So in the end, they all lost. So it is. Dragon King Zhao Tian sat down slumped. Typing sounds simple and easy, but doing it fast and well isn't easy. He is excellent in every way. But let him type, he can't either. Because, he can't use this skill at all. He has so many subordinates, how can he type by himself? Those people do the same thing. Dragon King Zhao Tian angrily said. Damn it, I lost another game. Lin Bifan, you were so lucky. You must take all the next jobs for me, you know? Yes, Dragon King. However, the reality is bloody. Which position are you interviewing for now? Back to the Dragon King. Now the interview is an accountant. It turned out to be an accountant. This is also simple. How many of us have been selected? Back to the Dragon King. None of them. Dragon King Zhao Tianu. Why? Then Lin Bifan is really not a thing, saying that the accountants can calculate, so the calculation questions are presented on the spot to test people, all of which are multiplication and division with more than 4 digits. No computer is provided, only paper and pen can be used to calculate. In the end, everyone pounced. Dragon King Zhao Tian. PFF'd. Which position are you interviewing for now? Back to Dragon King. The interview is now an economic analyst. This is our strength. Our people are top-notch in economic analysis. We should get a job or 2, right? Back to the Dragon King. They all rushed. Dragon King Zhao Tianu. Why are you all attacking again? Returning to the Dragon King. It's all to blame Lin Bifan. This bastard is too damn it. He said that everyone is an economic analyst, so I asked everyone to predict the trend of the stock market today, whether it will rise or fall. It's in the middle, stay. Dragon King Zhao Tian was furious. How could it be pounced? The answer has already come out. The market soared 2% this morning. The situation is very good, of course it has risen. They said the same. As a result, when the market closed, I don't know what happened, and the market index fell quickly, falling below the opening price. Dragon King Zhao Tian. PFF'd. In this way, his people were eliminated wave after wave. Finally, Dragon King Zhao Tian said with red eyes, now, how many chances do we have? The man in black raised a finger tremblingly. 1. What chance? Clean up. Dragon King Zhao Tian almost fainted. Dragon King Zhao's weather was cold. Hundreds of elites were sent over, and each of them stood at the top of the industry, but none of them got in. For him, it's a shame. You know, his relationship with Lin Bifan is not revealed. He didn't know that there was an enemy like him waiting for an opportunity in the dark. As a result, it made him fall down. Suffocated. Shame. What a shame. Dragon King Zhao Tian roared. Tell them, this cleaning position must be taken no matter what. If they can't take it down, they don't have to come back. Let's fend for themselves outside. Yes, Dragon King. The man in black was frightened away. At this time, Lin's investment company, doctors and masters who were interviewing, all received a text message. The Dragon King has an order. You must take the cleaning post. If you can't take it, you don't have to come back. Everyone's spirits were lifted, and they were very annoyed and regretful. Let the Dragon King disappointed. Otherwise, he wouldn't say such heartless words. So, the last cleaning post must be taken down, even if there is an absolute color in their eyes. On the high stage, Lin Bifan said with a smile. Now, there is only one job left at P&G. To be honest, I was just going to find a cleaning ant, but I didn't expect so many people to compete. It's almost time now. I'll stop talking nonsense. Now the cleaning exam starts. Our P&G test is about strength and stamina. Strength and physical strength? Everyone wondered. Lin Bifan explained. To do cleaning, you don't need your wisdom, sentiment, or professional knowledge. As long as you are strong enough, physically strong, and able to work, it's fine. So, the content of our cleaning exam is based on this. Lin Bifan beckoned, and someone came over with a bucket of water. This bucket of water is about 50 pounds. With one hand, you can stick to it for a minute and stay. But there is one thing to declare. The barrel must be at least 50 centimeters off the ground, otherwise it will be eliminated. The water in the bucket can't be spilled out, otherwise it will be eliminated. After you lift it up, you can't move your legs one step, or you will be eliminated. This test is quite difficult, and it is easy to hurt the body. I hope everyone can do what they can. Lin Bifan said with a smile. If you don't have any comments, let's start the test. Who will come first? I come. Under everyone's attention, a tall man rushed out first. He moved his muscles and bones a little, then stretched out his right hand and lifted it with all his strength. He gritted his teeth, his face was grim, and his face was red. Under the insistence of the other party, the bucket of water finally slowly left the ground. After insisting for 2 seconds, I finally reached the requirement of 50 centimeters from the ground. At this time, the time has just begun. As a result, in less than 10 seconds, he put it down with a bang, and he was almost paralyzed. Lin Bifan shook his head. Too empty. Next. As a result, the next person was inferior to him, and he put it down without mentioning the standard. Then the third, the fourth. None of them will work. The woman couldn't move at all. The men also lasted for more than 10 seconds at most, and the longest was no more than 20 seconds, and they all looked empty. Longya Capital Headquarters. Dragon King Zhao Tian's eyes were red. What is the cleaning test? Say it. Back to the Dragon King. Compare your strength and physical strength with a bucket with one hand. The man in black said respectfully. This bucket contains about 50 kilograms of water. You have to lift it with one hand, 50 centimeters off the ground, and the water in the bucket cannot be spilled out. After lifting up, your legs can't move, so stick to it for a minute and you can stay. It's not difficult to carry a bucket with one hand. Dragon King Zhao Tian shook his head. In the past, when he was training, let alone lifting 50 pounds with one hand, it was 100 pounds, and he could hold on for more than 10 minutes, which was not difficult at all. How many passed? Back to the Dragon King. 30 people have participated in the test, but none of them passed. Zhao Tian was furious. Isn't this very simple? Why didn't one stay? The man in black smiled wryly. Back to the Dragon King. This test is really not difficult for us martial arts practitioners. However, we are all sending talents in the field of reading. All attributes are IQ, and we usually lack training. No way. Zhao Tian also knew that it was difficult for those people. However, so far, no one has mixed in. What is his face? I don't want to listen to excuses this time. I just want results. Zhao Tian said angrily. Go and tell the rest of the people, even if you risk your life, bring me that bucket of water. Yes, Dragon King. Then, those who had not yet participated in the test received another text message. The Dragon King has an order. Even if you risk your life, bring me that bucket of water. After reading the text messages, their faces were all dying. Next, Who's coming? Lin Bifan called out. I'm coming. A woman rushed up. The woman in front of her was average in appearance, less than 1.6 meters tall, with thin arms and thin legs, and seemed to weigh no more than 90 pounds, as if a gust of wind could knock her down. Lin Bifan. Girl, I advise you to give up. The other party looked resolute. No. I will never give up. Lin Bifan. With your weight, you can't even lift this bucket of water. The other party's expression became more determined. No. I can definitely do it. Lin Bifan. Don't insist. From a scientific point of view, you really can't mention it. The other party roared unwillingly. I only believe that man will conquer the sky. Clap, clap, clap. All the people present were infected by her spirit and applauded vigorously. Good. Well said. I back you up. Man will conquer the sky. The other party is also encouraged and confident. After taking 2 deep breaths, he stretched out his bamboo-like hand and grabbed the handle of the bucket tightly. The body leaned back slightly, and then the whole body exerted force and shouted. Drink. The bucket remained motionless. Everyone. Silent. The girl changed her posture and shouted again. Drink. The bucket still remained motionless. Everyone. Silent. The unbeliever changed his posture again and roared again. Drink. The bucket remained motionless. Everyone. Silent. I can't believe I can't mention it. Drink. Drink. I'll drink again. I'm drinking. Lin Bifan couldn't stand it anymore. Don't drink it. If you can't mention it, you can't mention it. Next one. The girl was anxious. Give me one last chance, I'll drink. Click, the world seems to be quiet. In the end, everyone joined forces to lift the girl who had slipped to her waist and sent it to a nearby hospital. Everyone says to do what you can, and if you can't make it up, give up. However, people still don't know what to do next. One by one, the buckets were carried desperately, either flashing to the waist or straining the muscles of the arms, and the disability rate increased exponentially. However, under the desperate insistence of this group of people, finally, one paid the heavy price of arm strain and waist flash, and persisted for a minute. Dragon King Zhao Tian was so excited that he almost wept with joy. Finally a success, it's not easy. Congratulations to the Dragon King, congratulations to the Dragon King, the people in black said in unison. The Dragon King Zhao Tian was ecstatic. Lifting a 50-pound weight with one hand for 1 minute is not easy for anyone, even those who exercise. So, this position has basically been won. Congratulations to the Dragon King, congratulations to the Dragon King, the people in black said in unison again. Dragon King Zhao Tian said loudly, he is our hero, and I will pay for all his medical expenses. In addition, I will send him a villa and 2 luxury cars. After he returns from Lin Bifan, we will arrange for him a president. The position, the annual salary is more than 10 million. Anyway, you must give me a lot of rewards. Thank you, Dragon King. The man in black said in unison for the 3rd time. Zhao Tian poured himself another glass of 1982-year-old wine, shook the glass gently, the corners of his mouth bent 45 degrees, and said with a wicked smile, Lin Bifan, how do you fight me this time? At this time, Lin Bifan did not expect that a person who looked so weak could actually hold on for a minute. However, he still did not panic. Who else? And I. From the interview crowd, a young man with a calm face walked out. He wears tight and casual black clothes and black pants, looks very thin and tall, his face is angular, his eyes are restrained and calm, and he has a unique temperament. Lin Bifan looked at him with a smile. Your name is Angkor. You are only 23 years old, you are very young. Why can't you think of me as a cleaner? The other party said calmly. I have a low education, no education, and no other ability to make money, so I want to come here to eat. I just didn't expect. The other party slightly tilted his head to look at the group of doctors and masters, his mouth twitched a little. There are so many people competing with me. I didn't expect that so many highly educated people would come to grab a cleaning job. Lin Bifan shook his head. Not much to say now, start your performance, please. The other party nodded, came to the bucket of water, reached out and gently lifted it up. It was easily lifted to 50 centimeters, and the water in the bucket was very stable. His legs were straight, his face was very calm and natural. It seems that it is not a 50-pound weight, but just a small plastic bag. Amazing. Someone exclaimed. You must know that those people before, who did not exhaust their efforts, grinned, and still couldn't lift this bucket of water. The other party did it so easily, amazing. In this way, the other party held on for a minute very easily. Then, hold on for another minute. Just put down the bucket in his hand, and said calmly, should I pass now? Lin Bifan nodded and smiled. Of course. We only recruit one person for this cleaning position, and you are the one who persists the longest among all the others. If nothing else, this position should be yours. If there is an accident, I can hold on for more than 5 minutes, the other party said confidently. I also believe that the final winner must be you, Lin Bifan said with a meaningful smile. Angkor, long time no see. How hard are you to think about it? Instead of digging graves and robbing tombs, you came to me. I will definitely entertain you. At this moment, the interviewee Angkor looked at Lin Bifan with a twinkling gaze, hiding a trace of deep hatred. Lin Bifan, long time no see. This time, it must not be me, but you. He is a rebirth. Before rebirth, there were secrets of yin and yang geomantic feng shui handed down by ancestors. With his ability to rob tombs in the business of buying and selling antiques, he is also prosperous. However, since meeting Lin Bifan, everything has changed. On that day, he went to the antique shop he runs to buy antiques. His best friend, Fatty Wong, saw that he was deceiving, so he decided to sell him a fake antique and cheated the other party. This guy was also ruthless. He didn't make a sound at the time. After he went back, he called the police directly, and people found a lot of stolen goods from his house, which caused him and his best friend to spend 3 years in prison and lost everything they earned over the years. Go in. Since then, the two sides have been on the fence. However, no matter what means he uses, he is not the opponent's opponent. The other party is too strong in every aspect, almost perfect. The most hateful thing is that when the two of them went to rob tombs for a living, the other party could always find their location accurately, and then called the police and asked the police to arrest them. No matter how you dodge, you can't escape the opponent's tracking. Every time he came out of the tomb, he was caught by the police and put into a prison. The dirty things in the tomb couldn't help him, but it was planted in this person's hands. Time and time again, half my life is spent in prison. Ruined for a lifetime. Therefore, Angkor hated this person in front of him. Now that he is reborn once, he must hold this great hatred, otherwise his thoughts will not be understood. So after finding out that there was a job posting here, he came without hesitation to see if there was a chance to sneak in, lurking beside Lin Bifan, waiting for the opportunity. His education is not high, can only apply for cleaning jobs. Originally, in the middle of a group of academic bullies, he was a little desperate. A cleaning, there are so many people robbing him. Where is the heaven? But in the end, the miracle won out. Lin Bifan, I am the protagonist of the legend. I can be reborn after death, and even God is helping me, see if you die. He was very proud. Wait. I can't be complacent just yet. Only when I completely defeat the big devil Lin Bifan will I be happy. He walked back to his original position silently, waiting for the result. Then, Lin Bifan tested several others. Seeing that Cheng Yaojin was killed halfway, these people felt a huge sense of crisis in their hearts, and they all tried their best. In the end, the injured and the disabled lined up to go to the hospital in tears. Lin Bifan felt pitiful. Just for a cleaning job, so what? Therefore, the final winner is naturally Angkor. Lin Bifan said with a smile. Only 2 people passed the test, but you persisted the longest, so I'll give you the job of cleaning. Don't worry, Mr. Lin, I will definitely work hard. Angkor stood up straight. Extraordinarily excited. Although this is only a small step in my life, it is a big step towards my road to revenge, and revenge is hoped for. Lin Bifan, you wait for me, and I will surely let the pain you inflict on me hundreds and thousands of times return. I admire a young man like you the most. Lin Bifan patted the other person's shoulder with a smile, and then waved. A chubby middle-aged woman with a broom walked in from outside. Mr. Lin, are you calling me? The other party asked curiously. Angkor, let me introduce someone to you. Lin Bifan pointed to the middle-aged woman and said, This one is your immediate boss. His name is Lu Shu. He has been in charge of the cleaning work here. He has been working for 3 hours. It's been years. I've been hardworking, and experienced. From now on, she'll take you there. Call mom. Angkor. Huh? It's wrong. I'm sorry. Call Lu Ma. Angkor patted the thumping little heart, which almost scared him to death just now. Mr. Lin, this is? Lu Ma asked in confusion. Mother Lu, this is the cleaner I just hired. His name is Angkor. He is relatively young and inexperienced, but his strength and stamina are very good. If you have any heavy work in the future, you can leave it to him. Lin Bifan said with a smile. That's what it looks like. Angkor said loudly, hello, Mama Lu. Okay. This young man is really handsome, especially like my husband who has been dead for many years. Lu Ma laughed hard. Angkor. Huh. This word. Why does it sound weird? Child, are you married? Are you married? Lu Ma asked. Lin Bifan smiled and said, Mum Lu, you really are. Have you seen someone else's boy? So eager to recruit a son-in-law for your daughter. Lu Ma said inexplicably. I don't have a daughter. What son-in-law should I look for? Then you are. Lin Bifan suddenly shut up. Angkor felt a chill hit.